Welcome to Abby the German Shepherd. And her favorite place to be is in the bathroom. It's the smallest room in the house, right, Abby? And you feel comfortable in here. And I get it. I understand. You just ate your food and you had a chewy snack. Yeah, your favorite. And you like to be in here. I turned the light on so I could videotape, take a picture of my baby. You're my girl right now, and I love you. We've had labs and other kind of dog. We had a cocker spaniel once. Didn't live long, and well, it didn't live long because it was bred like people breeding dogs, and back in that day they weren't healthy anyway. I can't get into that. That's a long story. But here's our baby girl that we got from a guy that lives in Webb City, Missouri. He was selling puppies, and here she is. He was a good friend. He still is a good friend. And he gave us, well, he sold us. It wasn't a lot of money, though, because he's a friend. I think she's worth $1 million. Yeah, nobody's going to pay $1 million. I wouldn't sell you anyway, but I wouldn't pay $1 million because I never have $1 million. But I love you that much. I guess a real loving mother would say, not any money could pay for you, baby girl. I'm human and I make mistakes, right? Yeah, I want to find a spot to sit down. So let me look around. And here I am. It's morning and I got my pajamas with the lemons on. I bought this like 3 months ago, so it was before the hit song from the Figs and Forrest Frank. My Jesus making lemonades. Oh, bam. Oh, yeah. I said bam, not damn. Bam, B-A-M, like the guy on that cook show. Oh, man, the light's blurry. We're going to find a spot to talk. Here I am. I just got out of bed. I want to talk. I want to, oh, boy, it's backwards. I'm having that kind of a day. I want to sell my latest book. Oh, and it's upside down. This is not planned. This is it. This is me when I came out of the basic training, Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1977. I'm an old geezer, man, 68 years old. I was in the Guard 13 years with 2 breaks in service with my daughters. I stayed home 4 years and 1 year. And I got back in for the Tri-1 in the 28th Division Finance Center. And we traveled to Maryland to that Finance Center for drill weekends from Pennsylvania. But now I live in Kansas. But this book, I was going to ask, well, I was asking 9 something, but I dropped it to 7 something because it's so thin. It's only 30 some pages. And when they do the shrink it down, it doesn't fit the pages right. Its print looks tiny. You need a magnifying glass to read the pages. I'll give you a look at it. The print is a little tiny. La 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 la. Bow, bow. My Jesus making lemonade. I feel so great today. I feel better than Old Spice. Something like that. I don't have the words memorized, but I love the song. It's a really good one. Thank you, Figs. The Figs. Anyway, here I am right out of bed. Had my hair up. Still in the 90s today. So, yeah, that's the picture up there. I don't want to get in trouble, so I won't show it too long. Of my husband's younger brother, who was a police officer and a great guy, and he died way too early. He was only 60 years old, and he had a heart attack, but he was recovering really well. Then he got COVID and was in the hospital, and then with diverticulosis or diverticulitis, I don't know. He had complications, and they couldn't, the surgery, he was too weak. I thought he was recovering, so yeah. And in my book, I mentioned that I wish his wife would have died and not him. And I know that's cruel and heartless, and I'm human and I can say things that are mean. Like my other books, they're sort of like a repeat of um, a broken record type of repeat because when you're speaking the truth, it doesn't change. But writing books, I thought I'd try to sell, but I usually sell about 20 each. I wrote about 7 books now, some children books, mostly like this. 7 things I want to do over. Seriously, what are your 7? By Kate Lear, that's me. Catherine! Catherine Nadine! Catherine Nadine! Come here! You're so bad. I should have been making lemonade and praying more. That my book goes into detail about that. And I think it would help people to read it. It's like I said, not a whole lot of pages, but I put it on this size and the print's so small, but I can read it with my bifocal, so. And I just wanted to read a little bit in the dating section about dating that I should have been dating, not thinking, oh, well, so and so's dating, and so and so, and so and so, and this friend of mine, and that friend of mine, that family of mine, that I need to be dating too, or having someone in mind for my future, I guess. But then I prayed about it, and I guess it's not in dating. Look at my hair. It's bad. It's not in dating, it's in sensitive. I'm just too sensitive. I wish I could live life over, start over as a kid, and maybe have the intelligence I have now, which, that would be a dream and maybe a movie of fantasy. And we all know that's not going to happen. You can't live your life over unless you're in a movie. Sometimes those romance movies. And I don't miss much of them because I'm a hopeless romantic. They can go back in time and relive stuff. And that's what this is about. What I would do different and hope and pray things could go better. So, yeah, I'm promoting my book. It is on Amazon.com. Book is called 7 Things I Want to Do Over. And it's $7.77. Here's what I was going to read, and I'm going to. I'm going to read 3 paragraphs. There's no page numbers because when they print this, they just shrink it down to print it on the pages. And it's your own typing, your own writing. I did my own editing, and there's one word, powers. I said pile. I typed pile, and the correct autocorrect spell check made it power. But you get the idea about it when about the tooth fairy. I write about the tooth fairy when I was a kid. So I went to at least 5 different counselors in my lifetime for a psychologist. And most would tell me I am too sensitive and I take things too seriously. But not until the very last counselor, the 5th one that I saw, did anyone explain to me what to do about being too sensitive and taking things too seriously. Things that make you go, So anyway, after growing up around so many cheaters in my family, true, I believed an affair happened between my husband's younger brother's wife and my husband. They were really close anyway, and I thought she loved me more than anybody other than her family, of course, and her husband. But I thought I was like a sister to her. That's where you get into very cruel people. But she gaslighted me after I confided in her about all my fears. My fears were mostly infidelity, that my husband would cheat on me. I voiced my opinion on something she mentioned. She didn't like my opinion. She shredded me like a slab of Parmesan cheese. I didn't catch them at a concert or anywhere. I just had a gut feeling after actions that were so odd. Was she Coldplaying me? Yeah, I used that. Probably, but God knows the truth. When I remember the coincidental circumstances and misinterpretations, we were in our 30s and now I'm in my 60s. Well, she wasn't in her 30s yet. She's 7 years younger than me and so much better at everything. I can do this better. I can do that better. And, I'm doing this and I'm taking the state test and it's going to be higher than your score. It never was. I got 10 points for being a veteran, but I got high 90s because I got high 80s and she only got a 68. She was like, Anyway, like I was saying, I remember the coincidental circumstances and misinterpretations. I still have weird thoughts. I admit it. My husband says he didn't do anything with her. I would forgive him in a heartbeat if he would confess because, I still have psychological problems. I know I am screwed up in the head because of my childhood. If there are secrets, they will be revealed eventually. All of our secrets will be revealed here or when we stand before our Creator. That's on him and her, you might say. I must trust my spouse. Well, guess what? I trust no one because of my childhood. Yep. Childhood complex. Yeah, speak properly. Catherine Nadine, speak properly. Didn't you learn anything in school today? You're so bad. What's wrong with you? You should be seen but not heard. So anyway, childhood complex, post-traumatic stress disorder reactions. When my sister-in-law, the youngest one, my husband's youngest brother's wife, when her husband passed away, I wished it had been her instead. And I have feelings and I'm allowed to wish it. I'm allowed to have thoughts, but react, even have feelings and emotions, which I didn't think as a child I was allowed to have an opinion or a feeling. When I did, I was a bad person. And I wished a lot of things I could do over. Yes, sir. Yes, drill sergeant. And I'm going to close this video. Trying to hide my double chin. Ugh. I've been on carnivore 3 months and I did lose 11 pounds and I feel better. But it takes a lot to transform this flab that I've put on in the last 25 years. Because in the Guard, I only weighed 110 and then I gained after having kids. But I lost that a couple times. You'll read in the book. Got down in the, anyway, lower than I was. But now I'm still heavy. I want to be thinner, healthier, not mostly thin. And get rid of some of this fat if I can. No, without surgery, though. It's okay to be sensitive and serious, but react logically. I'm not reacting very logically or rationally right now, but post-traumatic stress response. It's something I've dealt with for a long time. And like I said, the last counselor, I was in my 50s, and now I'm in my 60s. Helped me to, and especially online too, watching Richard Grannon about narcissistic personality disorder. I think I was sometimes. Please, I'd want to strike back at everybody that hurt me. But vengeance is the Lord's, he shall repay. And when you're told by your family it's just you created your mess, you're just a spoiled brat. Baby, you're the baby. And you ask them not to call you baby, because now I'm 30, now I'm 40, now I'm 50. I'm not a baby, I'm just your younger sister. Well, it's just something so stupid. We want to call you baby, and we're going to always call you baby. Now they're old and senile and Alzheimer's, this dementia, and ill and dying, and congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease, kidney failure. It's all going to happen to all of us, no matter how healthy I live. Death is going to happen. One of my mom's favorite was to say, I'd be better off back at Walmer Cemetery. Oh, poor me. She was a rescuer. That's how she got her self-worth. And as we're passing it on to the next generation, I tried to stop it. I wasn't as good with my oldest daughter. She went through me being stupid a lot, but I said I was sorry. And my younger daughter, I was a little more, had my head on straight, but had your head on straight. You make your bed. Now you have to lie in it. You're not going anywhere because you do this or you do that. You're not old enough. You're not old enough. Anyway, if you want to read a book from a crazy woman, right here it is. $7.77 on Amazon. I want to get a better house. My house is fine. It's okay. It's a small house, only 900 and something, 977 or 900. Anyway, Hansel and Gretel house, it's little. It's the neighborhood of all the cats. There's 15 now. Oh no, there's 14. I didn't count them lately because there was a dead one in the backyard of the neighbor that's flipping a house that they rarely, the two guys flipping, are showing up to work on it. So one of the cats, we had flies like thousands. I'm not kidding. We were vacuuming out of the curtains here and up the other room and in the kitchen because there was a carcass across the fence, and we put up a privacy fence just on that wall, on that part of our fencing, which is the fencing. I'm so upset about this. We put up on our chain link fence. I'm back. Don't look at the picture. I'll get in trouble for posting stuff. Thank you for listening, and this is therapy for me. And it's free to do this on YouTube, so I do it. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing that. And the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. And so here was this carcass on the other side of our privacy that we put on the chain link. We built it, spent $400 and some bucks on lumber and stuff. And then our neighbor lady in the back asked if we're going to do the whole yard, the whole quarter acre. It's almost quarter acre of our yard. And I said, no, we can't afford that. We used cash, but we charged the whole chain link fence $5,000. And yeah, I'm a dreamer. I try to make money and change my life. And I could go back to work at 68, but I'm tired a lot, so I don't want to work. I do get Social Security. God provides, and we're making it. The last thing I want to say is about the chapter where I read the paragraphs about how weird I still am about cognitive dissonance, thinking something might have happened. And I'm going to tell you why. And I told my husband last night why I still have my thoughts about the circumstances and coincidences. And he got mad at me again and said, I've heard this story so many times. I wish you would stop saying it. And only God knows the truth, and them. But my kids are now in their 40s. Their daughters, 44 and 41. They were 3 and 6. We were swimming in our above ground pool. And I was sitting on the deck of the pool that my husband built. It's a nice little deck around an 18 round, 4-foot high pool. And we're just swimming. And he comes out of the house with a shirt on that, like a wife beater is what they call them. They have the arch, they have the armpit out and they're thin. So he comes out of the house with the life preserver that, now my kids were 3 and 6. This life preserver would never fit them. They're too big. Their life preservers were bigger. For the boat, we had a boat, chaparral boat. What year it was, I can't even remember the year of it, but it cost a lot of money. And back then, when my kids were 3 and 6. They're now 41 and 43, or 42 and 44, something like that. Anyway, they're older, 40s, and I'm 68. He comes out of the house with this tiny life preserver for infants, for kids. And he says, the boat, he's going to check the engine, and he's going to take it to Blue Marsh in Pennsylvania, near Lancaster, I guess it is. Blue Marsh, near Reading, Pennsylvania. Anyway, by himself. And I just said, why don't you use the hose, put the hose into the engine and run the engine and check it? And he goes, no, he wants to go by himself to Blue Marsh. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I look, and he has the small life preserver that his best friend gave him. His best friend now lives in Delaware, but his best friend was still in Pennsylvania at the time, and we went boating somewhere, or met them somewhere, or did something with him. Went to visit him, and he had that from when his kid was little, and he gave it to him. So he's checking this life preserver out. It's a little jacket for like an infant, someone up to 18 months, 24 months old. And he said he's going along. Well, I glanced and saw on his shoulder was some red marks, like 2 or 3. And he said they were brush burns, but I'm not stupid. It looked like hickeys. Okay, I'm the nut. I'm the crazy. I'm the one that's always wrong with my family. A lot of my siblings, my sister Jean, that defended me and believed me that I had reasons to think stupid stuff. It was coincidental, or wasn't it? I just have to talk about it again. And no one listens in my family. They don't give a flying cow patty about my troubles or my worries or my struggle or trial or problems, because everyone else's is so much worse than mine. I have no problems in their book, and I shouldn't even complain. Don't talk about it. Let it go and give it to God. Get over it already. He didn't do nothing. So the sister-in-law that I think is narcissistic personality disorder, because of all the crap I went through with her after I didn't agree with her statement about why her husband not quit, why he had his friend from where he worked, she had to quit babysitting for their little 3 to 6, 8 month old, whatever it was at the time, their little daughter, because this guy whose wife babysat, it's a long story, thought that her husband, my husband's youngest brother, who was a police officer, was doing something with his wife. Well, anyway, I said, I'm like that, and I think I would do it. I would say yes, quit, because I have the green monster. I get jealous. So was she doing all this stuff, showing up? I don't know. I still have cognitive dissonance. I don't know. So anyway, I said, oh, what's that on your arms? Those look like hickeys. And he got upset. That's just brush burns. I said, well, why do you have to go to Blue Marsh? Why? To go boating by yourself. And he's done that already. And I just went with him already to drop the boat in. But I would complain about it because I'd be afraid the boat's going to run into the dock. Or I tried to back when I pulled it out one time. I don't know if with the clutch I wrecked the transmission on one of the trucks. I don't even remember what I did, but I was afraid to drive the truck a lot, which I could do it though. But I was always told I never did anything right as a child. Oh, but that's your own fault. You did this to yourself. I'm just crazy all by myself. That's what I get from my family. Except Jean, but she passed away like 3.5, 4 years ago. I don't know. In August, I guess August 31st, it'll be 4 years. So we're in August now, 2025. So it'll be 4 years on the 31st of August that my sister Jean passed away. And she defended me, and she understood. And she was the scapegoat sometimes too in our family. But when I cry, I'm just looked at like, you're crazy, you're nuts, it's all you, it's just you. And that's what I live with. But anyway, back to the boat, our chaparral, whatever, with the inboard engine, and he was going to go check the engine. And I just badgered him that, why are you going? Are you meeting someone or something? And she was effing with my mind, gaslighting me for months before that, a couple months. And so I thought that she and him were in love. What else would I think with as a child if you read what I went through? And there's other books. I don't go into great detail in this book. It's just a short book. But my stories don't change because it's the truth, what I went through as a kid. And the cheating. My oldest brother's wife and my oldest sister's husband. And then my brother's wife. Can I even say its name? Yes, he's my brother, John, his wife, who was married 5 times to different guys. And he was her second husband. Anyway, I want to finish this story before I end the video. Thank you for listening. So I badger my husband about this life jacket and going boating by himself. I was working full time with the government at the time as a federal employee, or either I was a state employee, I can't remember. I worked for the state and the federal for a while, and the National Guard, Pennsylvania Army National Guard, 6 years full time. So he said, okay, we won't go. And then we went and sat on the deck for maybe 5 minutes, and he said, let's go get ice cream. And we're going to get in the truck to go get ice cream. And my husband's younger brother's wife pulls in the driveway with the kid that's like 8 months old. This jacket would fit her. So to make this long story short, she went with us for ice cream. He said, do you want to go along with ice cream? He should have told her, we're going for ice cream. But he couldn't. Not back then. We were young and wet behind the ears and naive in our late 20s, early 30s. And she was like 25, 24. And I was like 32, 31. I don't know the exact ages, but you get the gist. She went with us for ice cream. And back then we had seat belts, but we had to get in the back of the Lariat, which is a tiny, skinny seat, me and my 2 daughters. And she sat up front with him, like Miss Priss, with that child in their car seat between the front seats, which was dangerous in the first place. But the stuff and crap I went through with her for those 4 or 5 months or 6, whatever, that she was gaslighting me. And I am the crazy. I was made that I was having a nervous breakdown. Do you know what Kate said? Do you know what Kate did? Do you know what Kate, blah, 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 the family, the in-laws, and my family. And when I talked to my older sister, the oldest one I babysat for her alcoholic husband who cheated on her constantly. He's dead now, so he's an angel according to my family. Anybody who died didn't make any mistakes in my family. They become angels. They become perfect. They did nothing wrong. So we only remember the good. We only can remember the good. So I'm the crazy wacko, and maybe when I'm dead, I'll be, oh, such a wonderful sister. Anyway, I have reasons. I just didn't make this up in my head. But yeah, we called my husband's one older brother, and he sat there and looked at me like I was a pitiful piece of crap and did no help for us because I was just crazy to think such things. I should have just confronted her, and when I did, I was the jerk. She would never consider having an affair with her own brother-in-law. Anyway, it's just me. I'm the crazy wacko. And that's the way it's going to be the rest of my life. But no contact as much as possible with that sister-in-law. I don't care how wonderful she is. Oh, my older sister would say, I can't agree with you, Kate, because she is so nice. She's so nice. She's so nice to me. Yes, she was so nice to me when she was love bombing me. And then I beat myself up for being so damn stupid. And then I meet people I think are wonderful, and they're the same. I won't go into detail about that. Well, co-workers, people in my not immediate family, but you meet in Florida and you think they're so nice, and then you find out they're just they're just um, the word they're just manipulators. So yeah, we're only passing through here. Love your enemies, do good to your enemies, pray for your enemies, because the vengeance is the Lord's. He shall repay. So with that, I'm gonna say goodbye and hope everything's doing okay. I know it's not. It's not if, but when. And overcome evil with good. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Just keep singing, dancing, making music, having fun as much as you possibly can.